Hello, my name is Heather Carlton with Protect Your Boundaries, and today we are talking about boundary trees and neighboring trees that are disruptive to your property. What can you do with them, and more importantly, what can you do about them? If you have not watched our video on boundary trees, I highly recommend you do so. There are some really great information in there that ties into what we will be talking about in this video. So, trees can be a complicated topic when we talk about them as property. If you have a boundary tree or neighboring tree that is causing a disruption on your property, you and your neighbor must agree that the tree should come down before you can take any action. If your neighbor disagrees with you, you may need to take legal action. Your case would be handled in civil litigation or small claims court. If the plaintiff can make the argument that the tree is causing damage to their property or interfering with their property somehow, or is simply a nuisance because of leaves and debris, you may have legal cause to have the tree altered or removed. Now, the tree doesn't always need to be removed. It may need to be simply trimmed back or maintained. If you have a neighboring tree that is not a boundary tree that's dropping leaves and debris in your yard, your neighbor is responsible for maintaining that tree and making sure that the branches stay on their side. The best way to communicate with your neighbor is through email. This way, if you do decide to take legal action, all of your conversations have been documented. Before taking your neighbor to court, you may want to consider sending a registered letter from a lawyer as a warning. This letter could indicate that if they do not take responsibility for their tree, you may need to take legal action. If the issue persists and you do end up in legal proceedings, your lawyer will advise you during this process. If the court decides in your favor, there are a number of scenarios that could come of your case. However, a likely result would see your neighbor being forced to have the tree cut back or removed. This would happen at a cost to them as it is their tree. If you are dealing with a boundary tree, however, a tree in which you and your neighbors both share responsibility for, the cost of altering, maintaining, and removing the tree would be split between the pair of you. Keep in mind that this is just an example, and not all scenarios will end the same way. Speak to a lawyer if you're having boundary tree or neighboring tree issues that cannot be solved outside of litigation. Remember that if you're going to remove a tree, always check with your local municipality before doing so. Make sure you are following the proper bylaws and have obtained the proper permits to avoid any fines and legal action being taken against you. You may also want to purchase a survey to verify the ownership of the tree. You can do this at our website, www.protectyourboundaries.ca, where we have the largest database of existing survey plans. Thank you for watching our video on disruptive trees. You can visit our website for more information at www.protectyourboundaries.ca and check to see what products we have available for your property.